It was May of 1989, and I was just about to graduate from high school, and I was invited to preach in my home church in Sumter, South Carolina. And I'll never forget the sermon. I worked so hard to get ready for that sermon. I had prepared, and I had all these notes that supposedly would last me about 20 minutes. And I'll never forget the night came, and I had my family and my friends there, and I got up in that pulpit to preach, and I freaked out. Got incredibly nervous. I started preaching and I stopped breathing. And I just went through that sermon rapid fire. And that 20-minute sermon that I had been so proud of and was so ready for, that 20-minute sermon came out in 8 minutes. I was so shocked. 8 minutes and my sermon was over. I had done everything I could do, and I just felt like, well, really a failure. And I remember getting to the end of the sermon, and I just said, well, that's all I have for tonight. Then I went and sat down, and I just remember thinking, this isn't going to work. I don't have a future in this. And I'll never forget, my pastor walked up to the pulpit, and I'm sitting there just feeling terrible. My pastor stood there in that pulpit, and he said, you know, sometimes you don't have to say a lot to say a lot. And then he said, thanks, David, for the message. We appreciate that. I can't tell you what a difference that made in my life. And then after the service, a long line of people came by and shook my hand and hugged my neck and said, thank you so much. We appreciate what you did tonight. And you know, I look back on that and I realized that what that pastor did really changed the way I felt about myself in ministry. And I look back on that and I realized that it was his encouragement that made a difference in me. His positive words, his being uplifting to me really just kind of in a way saved me that night. I think about that instance and it makes me realize that there's a lot of people right now that feel exactly the way I felt at the conclusion of my sermon. There's a lot of people that just feel like, I can't win, I don't add up, I'm not good enough, I'm inadequate. A lot of people in this world feel that way. And you know, when I think about those people, I realize that really the thing that would make a difference in their lives is just to have one person encourage them. To have one person look at them and say, hey, you know what? God is still in control. And God can do great things in your life. And I hope you'll keep on keeping on, because your best and brightest days could be right around the corner. That's what some people need to hear. Some people that are down and out just need encouragement. I tell you, I think about that story and it made me realize that I want to be that to other people. And I bet you do too. You know, it's really true. There's a lot of power in encouragement.